Yeah, hi, Tersse Squat was again, and this is going to be a video about games, game design, gameplay. You know, I've been playing games for a long time, and do you know one thing that's always pissed me off in games? The fact that you have to spend a hell of a lot of time in the field, you know, if you're a crafter, collecting materials and building up XP in collecting materials. I think that's fucktarded, right? So here's what I would do about that collecting materials thing, right? Obviously you start off, you've got a pickaxe or a shovel or whatever, and it's sort of like the standard low level piece of shit, and you dig up materials at a certain rate with that, you know what I mean? But people who have been crafting, they can craft you a pickaxe which digs stuff up quicker, or a shovel that digs stuff up quicker, or a knife for gutting animals that works quicker. So yeah, I would still keep that in games, but see this idea of having to earn XP and mining and digging and all that, I would just do away with that completely. What I would do is, if you're collecting stuff, the XP you get from collecting actually goes towards your crafting XP. So say for instance you're chopping down wood, that XP would go towards your crafting XP. So you would have like a pool of crafting XP you could take and put into either fine woodwork or logging, or what I mean. There would be a way you can use that XP you get from collecting wood to use in wood crafting XP, and when you're killing animals and gutting them and taking hides off them, that would go towards your leather work XP, So actually what you're doing is you're increasing the opportunity. You would also get XP obviously when you use leather, but it would sort of like double the XP you get in crafting, right? You never actually get better at finding materials, like your mining never goes up. The only way you can increase your mining is to have a better pick. The only way you can increase your hide collection is to have a better knife. The only way you can increase your log collection is to have a better axe. So you're actually buying axes or knives or picks off of people who are crafting them. That means that you never actually really get better at mining or forestry or collecting hides. The only way you can increase that is by getting better and better tools, But it does mean that your crafting increases faster, because let's face it, one of the most laborious things that you find in computer games today is crafting. You're laboriously producing needles and metalwork in order to fucking increase your metalwork. You're laboriously producing dyers, producing 500 dyers to get to the next level of crap, and then you're producing 500 swords to get well, this would actually benefit you, because if you're mining metal, that could go towards your metal crafting, be it armor or swords. You might not get a lot of XP from the collection of materials, but it would be better than having none XP going towards your crafting and only going towards collection. Because let's face it, who wants to be the greatest collector of fucking leather or wood? Oh, I collect wood 5 times faster than you because I've got my wood XP is at fucking 80. Who the fuck wants wood collection XP of 80? Nobody wants wood collection XP. If you just had a better axe to get 3 logs instead of 1, that would be good. And if you get 3 logs, then you get 3, you get 0.03 to your fucking crafting. You know what I mean? Your wood crafting. Or if you're mining, you get 0.3 to your mining. It's not a lot of XP, but it's XP. And then when you're actually using the metal or the wood that you collect, then you're actually getting crafting XP. You know what I mean as well? There's no need to be building up a huge amount of resource collecting XP. there's absolutely no need to have any collecting XP whatsoever. You know what I mean? Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. With the right tools, they do it better. But anybody can collect fucking shit. Right? Because it's a low level skill. You shouldn't need to improve the XP of a low level skill. You know what I mean? But when it comes to the crafting side of stuff, using the materials, that's really where you need the XP. So that's where I would put all that XP. I would put it all into the crafting side of stuff. It would also boost crafting within MMOs where people, let's face it, we've all been in that situation where you need to get yourself a certain level of you know, experience in manufacturing a certain item in order to produce a good item, you know. But in order to do that, you need to go out and fucking chop down trees and kill animals or find stones to fucking batter hell out of for hours and hours on end. Why should it be like that, you know what I mean? Why can't you be increasing your XP in crafting while you're collecting? Because the collecting can be done with them. If you want to buy stuff off of someone who goes out and collects, all the more fucking fun to you. Spend your in-game money on buying the materials rather than going out crafting yourself. But if you knew by mining or cutting down trees or killing and gutting that and you know, gutting and taking the hides off animals, you were increasing your XP, you might be more, you know, interested in actually going out and doing that. And while you're doing that, you can do other little tasks and little quests out there as well. So it increases the ability for you to actually go out and explore the world. It's just an idea. I'm sure there will be lots of people out there saying, no, we don't want, no, it's changing. But it's going to be a benefit. That's going to be a benefit to all MMO games. If that shitty XP you're building up in wood fucking chopping or mining or fucking collecting fucking hides, you know what I mean? It's a low level skill. A level 1 toon can fucking do that shit. If you're level 50, why would you want to go out there and fucking chop down trees? It's not a thing you're interested in, you know what I mean? So, I would say that XP should be put into the crafting side of things, you know. It should build up and then you should be able to transfer it into the crafting which is associated with that resource, is what I'm saying. So, you know, some people might want to use the woodwork for furniture, or some people might want to use it for making logs for building houses, you know what I mean? There's different, you can't put it doesn't increase all your crafting, but it's there for you to transfer it into a part of your crafting, is what I'm saying. And I think that would be beneficial to MMOs. I think it would increase the way that certain people can choose to build their character. Because for me, MMOs, RPGs, are all about building your character, building your toon, you know, and the toon you want. Now, a lot of people try to level up every skill, but I think this would be beneficial where you could actually put that XP into just one aspect of your crafting, you know, and therefore, you know, build that up quicker. And it would give some people the ability to become better carpenters, or, you know, better leather workers, better metalsmiths, but perhaps on it in an avenue, because normally when you get up it's a tree, you know what I mean, there's several different places you can go, you know. Maybe you can only put it into building boxes and chests, or you can put it into building bows and you know, arrows, or you can put, you know, because that's made of wood, you can put it into building houses, or, you know what I mean, that sort of thing. Or, you know, certain types of wooden implements you might use, you know. And the metal side you can put into swords or shields or armour, you know what I mean, no, but not into all of them. You can choose where you want to put it, you know what I mean, each time you've built up some XP. It's just an idea that I've had, because I am pissed off, to be honest with you. I am fucking pissed off with the grind in MMOs at the moment. It's as if, I mean, these people don't make any more money, right, from me spending 5 hours fucking chopping wood. You know what I mean? They don't make any money. All they do is they piss me off and lots of other people and say, oh fuck this man, this game is too much of a grind. I'm going to stop paying at the end of the month and go and try another game. this would be a way of them taking that huge, gigantic grind for materials out of the games, which are not necessary. Let's face it, materials should be readily available. You shouldn't have to grind XP to fucking get materials. It's stupid. It's idiotic. It detracts from actually enjoying playing the game to have to go and grind fucking, you know, chopping trees down, or, you know what I mean? I've never understood why games actually do that, where you gain, for instance, in Worm, you gain body control by doing things like mining and chopping down trees. I'm sure with body control you could probably earn that in your fighting skills, or even let you ride horses, but you've got less control over the horse and you build it up, you know what I mean, rather than having to get to a huge amount of fucking XP before you can even get on a horse, you know what I mean. You might as well just say you can't get on the horse until you reach level fucking 10, and just give the character levels that they get to through experience of, you know, being in the game. If you've been in the game 7 days, you're level 1. If you've been in the game 14 days, you're level 2. You might as well just do that. If it's all about just being time spent in the game, you know what I mean, then you might as well just level the tune up through how long you've been in the game, and therefore the people who spend more time playing the game are a higher level, you know. The crafting side of thing, it just annoys the shit out of me that you've got to go and fucking chop trees for fucking 10 days in order to have some fucking, you know, little bit of XP to fucking get, you know, an extra log each time you fucking chop a tree. That's ridiculous, stupid. Why don't you just have it in when you can afford to fucking get yourself a better axe? You know what I mean? Then you get 2 logs rather than 1 when you chop a tree down. That's the way I would go. Better tools rather than fucking time spent, you know. And it would increase the ability for you to get into a game and enjoy the game for what you're really joining it for. You're really joining it to level up and get into the PvP side of things in most of these MMOs. You're not fucking doing it in order to fucking, you know, spend, you know, 2 months chopping down trees and digging fucking sand, or, you know, mining fucking rock, you know what I mean? So that side of things, that XP should be transferred over into your crafting and your ability to make things, which increase your ability to enjoy the game, is what I'm saying. Anyway, I know a lot of people are going to argue and complain about me, it's changing the way MMOs have been, you know, since time MMO, but, you know, why can't we fucking move on? Why can't we fucking change the way that things are done, you know what I mean? Be progressive about it and look at it and say, this is a shit part of the game, nobody enjoys it, take it the fuck out of the game, and put more emphasis on the stuff that people enjoy. I think you would find more people staying in games longer and continuing their contributions to paying for servers if they were able to enjoy the game quicker and faster and more productively than the fucking shit we've got now in MMOs, which is a total fucking time grind. And people have got less and less time on their hands as we spend more and more time at work and doing stuff that's out there in the real life. I'm just saying, it shouldn't take you 5 years to fucking get to the top echelons of a game. You should be able to do it in fucking 6 months or a year, and then enjoy, you know, the fruits of your labours. You know what I mean? Enjoy the game, and demand more input from the manufacturer of the game. Demand that they then give us more stuff to do in these games. The only reason that these games are stuck with the bullshit crap we've got is because they've set it up so that you can't get to the cap. You can't get to the cap of the game as quickly as we want to, you know what I mean? Games shouldn't have a cap. Games should continuously be innovating and progressing and moving on, you know what I mean? And the only way we're going to get them to do that is by making sure that these motherfuckers who are programming and designing games design better games. Better games with more stuff in them for us to do that we enjoy doing, not the adding more crap in that we fucking find is just a total boring mind grinding grind, you know what I mean? It's insane, man, that we put up with this shit, you know what I mean? 20 years ago these games were grinds, and 20 years later they're still grinds. We still look at them and think, oh, there's far too much time involved in fucking even thinking about starting that game, you know what I mean? It's fucking pish, you know what I mean? Anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough. I think I've got that out of my system. I hope I have, you know what I mean? I don't want to go back to it again. But you know, it's time that game designers started to be innovative. Started to look at the way games have been designed in the past and why we shouldn't continue to design them the same now, 20 years fucking later, you know what I mean? So on you that, motherfuckers.